Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it finished at Anfield, Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. Overall, probably the right result. From an Arsenal perspective, it was probably a game that we salvaged a result out of. We could have, in fact, both teams could have nicked it right at the end. In some ways, Liverpool did nick it right at the end. There was a foul on Lewis Skelly by Konate in the box that ruled out the goal that was scored by Andy Robertson. But yeah, sorry, I'm a bit disorientated. I just watched Mikel Arteta's post-match interview on Sky, and it was surreal. It just didn't make any sense what he was saying. Mikel Merino got sent off, and I think that's what he was complaining about. He was complaining about another red card, unjust red card, and it's sort of like the challenge probably was a yellow card offence, and he already had a yellow, so it was probably correct. So I don't really know what he was complaining about. I've noticed that in the last few weeks, like since the PSG game, he's been saying some weird, well, he's said weird shit throughout the entire season, but since the PSG game, he has been a bit unhinged. Carragher made a good point, actually, that he sounds like a fan. He sounds like the people that I was complaining about after the PSG game on Wednesday. But yeah, it was a really, really poor start. Let me go back a little bit. Starting lineup: Declan Rice and Jurriën Timber. Timber was on the bench. Declan Rice didn't play at all. He was ordered by a doctor not to play, apparently. Arteta said before the game he was unfit, not available at all. So, and to be fair, Rice has played a lot of games this season. He's probably the only one of that starting 11 that hasn't broken down, and now it's finally happened. I bet any money, after the news of Zubimendi, which I'll come on to in a minute, we lose Declan Rice for the first part of next season. But yeah, anyway, so where was I? So yeah, starting 11. So the Raya was in goal, back four of Lewis Skelly, Kivior, Saliba, and Ben White. The midfield three were Partey, Ødegaard, and Merino, and then up front was Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka. First half, we were atrocious. You could definitely tell that we were, as a team, I mean, you can't hear the away fans, so I don't know what they were like, but you could tell that we were having the post-Champions League blues. Those first 20 minutes, we were awful, conceded 2 goals in the space of 90 minutes, really poor defending that you would have seen under Arsene Wenger in the last days of his tenure, defending that you would have seen under Unai Emery in his year and a bit. It was not good. And at that point, I thought to myself, this is going to be a long day. Because before the game, and the reason why I'm not going to do a preview for the rest of the season is because really and truthfully, like, there's nothing to really get hyped up about. Like, the most that's going to happen is that we might drop a few places, which isn't great, don't get me wrong, but we might drop a few places by the end of the season. And I thought before the game that it was either going to be a Liverpool rout, they'd absolutely batter us, or it was going to be a draw. It felt like that type of game back in the day when United and Arsenal were going for the title, and United 9 times out of 10, United were already the champions, or were the ones that had won the league, and we were due to play them at Old Trafford towards the end of the season, and they'd already won the league like 2 weeks or 3 weeks earlier, or a month earlier, and it just peters out into a 0-0 draw, and that was sort of what I was expecting. It was a little bit more of an exciting game than that. For the first 10 minutes, I was making food, so I didn't see. I saw the goals, obviously, but I was in and out. But yeah, I think after we went 2-0 down, that was when the sort of rocket sort of went up our asses. It was sort of like, yeah, we've got to get on with this now. We can't lose this game. And we looked okay. We weren't brilliant after those 2 goals, but we looked like we were growing into the game a little bit. Second half, we were much better. I'd say we were the better team in the second half. Fully deserved those 2 goals. A goal from Martinelli and Merino. As I said, Merino got sent off about 9 minutes after he scored. His goal was a shot from Ødegaard and then rebounded back in off of the head of Merino. I can't remember who crossed in the ball for Martinelli. It wasn't a corner. It was it was Trossard. Trossard crossed in the ball for Martinelli. That just looped over Alisson. So really, from that perspective, it was good that we came from 2-0 down, because it was looking dire. After those 20 minutes, it was looking like it was going to be the early days of Klopp and the latter days of Wenger, and in early Arteta, where we'd be 4-0 down at half time and that sort of stuff. When Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino were there and that sort of stuff. But in terms of the league as a whole, it's not a good result. A draw at Anfield isn't bad, being that they're in the position we were in. But now again, penultimate game of the season. I don't think we played Newcastle that year. Penultimate game. But yeah, we've got to now, this Newcastle game on next Sunday becomes quite big, because or becomes reasonably big, I would say, because Newcastle beat Chelsea earlier on today 3-0 or 2-0, I think it was. It was 1-0 when I checked in on the score. So now that means that they are sorry, I'm getting distracted by other things. They are now 2 points behind us. Man City drew yesterday with Southampton. So yeah, they are 2 points behind us, and if they beat us, which I think is very likely, it's very, very possible that we could end up dropping a place and Newcastle finish second this season. I think it might come down to the final day if Newcastle win the game. So it makes the Newcastle game pretty big, but I'm still not going to do a preview for it, because either way it doesn't really matter. As long as we secure Champions League football at the end of the season, it doesn't really bother me, because the season was done on Wednesday. Was confirmed done on Wednesday. But yeah, so overall my thoughts are it's not good. It's not a good result in the context of the league for the rest of the season, the last 2 games of the season. But I am pleased that we managed to come back from 2-0 down, because it was looking dire after those 20 minutes. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to go and try and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again after the Newcastle game next Sunday. There will be a Just the Sim of me playing as Arsenal against Newcastle in EAFC, so look out for that. Until then, like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe. Let me try that again. Like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.